This is the Btec Tech Award and Enterprise, and in this video I'm looking at Component 1, Learning Aim B, and in particular, which is all about market research, and in particular we're looking at the key terms, what we've called Tier 3 language, the terms that you'll need to be able to complete the assignments. The way I'd like you to use this video is there are 17 different key terms that we're going to use in our Learning Aim B assignment about market research. In this video, I will go through each one and give an example of it. So I would probably use it by skipping through, they're in that order, skipping through and finding the one that you're particularly interested in. The first term is target market. This is something that we covered in our component 3 exam, so hopefully you already know that it's a particular group of consumers at which a product or service is aimed. And if we have just give an example of that, River Island's target market is both genders aged 15 to 24. So if we thought about Cocoa Pops, the target market of those would be children and the parents of children who are buying them. So that's our first term. The second term is customer expectations. And what this is everything, may I stress, everything that a customer expects from a product, service or organisation. And hopefully the example will clarify this. So if I placed an order from ASOS, I expect a wide choice of goods. I expect good value. I expect honest descriptions and honest reviews. I want good customer service. So if I have a problem there, solve it. I want decent packaging, fast delivery, easy returns, safe and secure ordering. I want lots from ASOS. If I was thinking of a particular brand, like Gucci, for example, I would, as well as the other things, expect other people to recognize it and give me the self-esteem I want for buying such an expensive product. So customer expectations are things you're going to have to think really hard about. After sales service. So this is how a business deals with a customer after they have bought the product or service. So if I buy a fridge, it's the guarantee I get and how I'm dealt with when I phone up with a query. If I buy a bike from Halfords, my after sales is they will give it a first service for free, and obviously if I have any problems, how they deal with me. Now, I buy electrical goods like speakers and phones and things like that. I buy them from John Lewis because their prices are good, but mainly because they have an absolutely fabulous after sales service. They keep all their guarantees on the website, and they when I phone up if something's gone wrong, they will deal with it brilliantly. So I would pay slightly more for John Lewis because of their after sales service. So it's a way of gaining business and something you really have to think about. Now, next one, markets research. Now, this is what the assignment is about, market research. So market research is a systematic, so a planned, thought through process of collecting and interpreting information to minimize the risk of failure of a product or service. It costs money, so we need to use it wisely. If I was Kellogg's, they would use market research to find out what their customers want and what their competitors are doing so they can design products that will be successful. So they're finding out just generally what the market's like and how they can make things that we will want to buy. That is what market research is, understanding the market. Qualitative research, I find it difficult to say, but it just means research into the thoughts and feelings of a customer. We're looking at things that we can't give a numerical value to, but are really important in research. So I've used Kellogg's again. Kellogg's might sit down and have a discussion with a group of customers about what they think about a new advert that they're going to put on telly. The customers will say, oh, I like that bit, I don't like that bit. I found it a bit boring, it didn't grab my attention. I found that a little bit odd, it didn't appeal to me. And they can adjust the advert because it's in-depth information. If they just showed them an advert and said, do you like it or not, tick a box, it wouldn't give the same information. So qualitative research is about getting inside your customers' heads and understanding their motivations. Quantitative research, again, difficult to say, quant and qual. Quant means numbers. So this is numerical research, which is easy to analyse. Let's have a look at an e.g. Tesco's is counting the number of people who come into a store or the number of visits to a web page. They will be able to say 2,000 people came into the store on a Tuesday. That is numerical research. They may do a questionnaire and they may find out the age groups of people, and we just tick a box. I would tick, 50 to 60, that's odd, isn't it? So I would tick that box, and they would be able to say, there were 20% of people who came to Tesco's in their 50 to 60s. So that is quantitative research. It is easy to analyse, draw graphs and stuff. Not quite as insightful as qualitative research. Two terms for the price of one. We've got open questions and closed questions. So a closed question is one where the answers are suggested and you just need to tick the option you want best. An open question allows you to write your own answer. So if we have a look at this closed question, what is your favourite colour? Blue, green, red, other. I would tick other. My favourite colour is orange. An open question is what pets do you own? You haven't suggested. It's much harder for people to answer this question, and it's much harder for you to analyse. Here we could just draw a simple graph. Here you're going to have to spend quite a lot of time dealing with it. Primary research. This is research that a business carries out itself. So it has a question it wants to answer. Where should I open my store? And it will carry out research to help it answer that question. So Boots give customers a questionnaire about what they think about a new product. So I've got a new type of foundation. They'll ask about the packaging, the whether it covers well, all that sort of stuff. And they are finding information out about that foundation. Secondary research. Secondary research is information that already exists that a business can use to help it understand its customers and its competitors. So there's loads and loads of secondary information. We're going to be looking at some of these in a sec. But before KFC opens a new restaurant, they will check the local population. That information already exists to see if it's big enough, if they've got a big enough target market in it. So they are checking secondary research. They may do some primary research themselves afterwards to find out exactly what the customers want, but as a general check, they start off with secondary research. Questionnaire is a set of written questions to gather information. This is a type of primary research. So when Boots are asking customers about a questionnaire, about what they think about a new product, they'll mainly use closed questions and collect quantitative data from a questionnaire. Observation research. Now this might be something you're not quite as familiar about, but it's really important. This is watching and or recording customers to better understand their behaviour. This is primary research. So the example I've got, which indeed is true, that a supermarket might observe which shelves customers look at most so they can put the most profitable products on them. It is very surprising how they track our behaviour so they can sell us more. Observation research is very good for this. A focus group. This is where a business gets a small group of people, between 6 and 10 normally, either in person or you could do it online to discuss a product or service. And this is primary research and it is usually qualitative. We're getting people's thoughts and feelings. So Topshop has a focus group of 8 customers to discuss what they think about the changes to the website. So they're getting their in-depth view of what they think about the website. If they'd done a questionnaire, they would have asked lots of people, but they'd have had mainly quantitative data, which wouldn't give them the thoughts and feelings they need. Market reports. You probably before this didn't know they existed, but this is a paid-for report carried out by another business into what the market is like for a product or service. Basically, you're buying someone else's market research. This is secondary research because it already exists. Mintel, a well-known market research business, make reports and sell them on different markets. For example, I could buy a report for about £2,000 on what the fast food market is like in the UK. So if I was McDonald's, I would spend the £2,000, buy this report, and then I would understand, have a good overview of what consumers are doing. It's very good secondary research for big businesses, but expensive for small ones. The census. If you do history, you should know this. It's the government survey of all households in the UK. It happens every 10 years, and this, again, is secondary research. The government is doing the research, and we are able to use it. The next census will be in 2021, and we'll find out the age and number of people who live in the UK. So when the census form comes to my house, I will tick who lives in this house with me. So back in 2011, it was me, my husband, and 3 children. They have all left home now. So when I do it in 2021, I will just have myself and my husband. And they'll ask me about my religion, they'll ask about housing conditions and things like that. And that data is available for anybody to use when they publish it. Businesses use it a lot. Geodemographics, big word, but actually quite a straightforward concept. This is putting people into groups according to their locations, where they live, their jobs, and their income. If you think about the town or where you live, there will be certain areas where you will say, oh, the houses are like that, and these people are better off than those people. And that is exactly what businesses want to know. A business called Acorn is one of the businesses that produce this information, and they sell detailed pictures of customers in particular areas, and this is called secondary research. Now, if Sainsbury's have a store in an area, they will buy the geodemographic information from Acorn for the area around the shop, so they can stock a store with products that sell. So if Acorn find out that it is mainly single person households that live in the area, Sainsbury's would therefore stock small versions of all their products. If the geodemographic information say it's larger families, they will have big boxes of cereal. They actually really do this. USP, now this is from our component 3 exam again. This stands for unique selling point of a product or service. This is the reason why a customer picks one product over another. The unique selling point of Nike is brand. We buy Nikes because of the brand associations with them. The unique selling point of Poundland is that everything costs £1. That is the reason we will go to Poundland. So every successful product needs to have a unique selling point, a reason for us to buy it. Now, the final term is competitive advantage. This is a good term to use in any assignment. This is a factor that puts a business in a favourable or superior position. Now, carrying out market research, understanding your customers and your competition could give you a competitive advantage. ASOS has a competitive advantage over many other online retailers because it offers free delivery and free returns. I personally choose it for those reasons. Apple has a competitive advantage as its products communicate with each other. So Apple Watches talk to iPhones, iPhones talk to iPads. So their competitive advantage is once we're into one Apple product, we will continue to buy other Apple products. This is the last key term. Scroll through the video if you want to check out any others. Thanks.